This is Fox 43 News at 10.
An explosion of fire destroyed a Dauphin County steel plant building. We'll have a live report on the investigation coming up.
Plus, Oscar winner Philip Seymour Hoffman is dead at the age of 46 from an apparent drug overdose. A look back at the actor's life in just a bit.
And the Seattle Seahawks ran all over Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos, winning Super Bowl 48 by a final score of 43-8. Thank you for joining us on this late edition of Fox 43 News at 10.
We'll get to all the Super Bowl highlights in just a minute. But first, Mary Ellen is joining us with another look at the winter storm that is on the way. Hard to believe it's another winter storm, Mary Ellen.
50 degrees this morning and yeah,
snow. I mean, we're still sitting in the 40s in some locations, so it's been a mild weekend altogether, but things are going to change. Let's take a look at the radar. We do have some rain and snow showers in the area on how much we can expect coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's send it to Katie Kairos. She's with PennDOT right now discussing the preparations for this upcoming storm.
Hi, Mary Ellen. Yes, we're in Lemoyne. I'm at a plow depot. It's already begun to rain out here, which could be bad news and wash away some of that salt residue that's coating the roads right now. And PennDOT now has a full call out for more than 300 trucks and plow operators to come on at midnight and begin preparing for this snow. And I'm here now with Fritzy Schreffler. She's with PennDOT. Fritzy, thanks for joining us out here in the rain. I wanted to ask, what are these drivers doing here now? Some of them have already come out now, even before midnight.
Right. A few of the guys show up early. We have full call out at midnight, but they want to get in line to start loading up their trucks. They also have to do a safety check and make sure everything's good and that they're full of fuel.
And I know that you all also have your own forecast. You're always monitoring what you're looking at for the morning commute. What can we expect of those road conditions tomorrow morning?
Well, I think it's going to be a messy commute. I think people are going to need to leave earlier if you have to go to work, or maybe leave later than you normally would, give our crews time. The fact that we're out at midnight doesn't mean that we're going to be plowing right away. It just means that the guys will be ready to go as soon as it starts to snow.
Okay, and I know we're expecting that heaviest period of heavy, wet snow starting around after 5 a.m. Do you have any more advice that you'd like to give drivers out there when they're going to head on their commute?
Well, some basic things are make sure that you have enough gas in your car, that the window washer fluid is filled up. Buckle up every time, every ride is really important to us, but give our guys a chance to work. Give them some room. Don't try and pass them. The conditions in front of them are not better than the conditions behind them. And understand that when it's coming down really quickly, it takes, a while, 2 to 3 hours before they come back to the same spot.
All right, Fritzy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Very good to know that those plow drivers are starting at midnight and are going to be ready for when that snow starts falling later in the morning. Definitely something to be aware of. We're looking at yet another weekday tricky commute, so be safe out there tomorrow morning. And we're going to have more later in the show about what you can expect from those weather conditions. We're live in Lemoyne, Cumberland County. I'm Katie Kairos, Fox 43 WPMT.
And Fox 43 will have you covered with the latest round of weather. You can catch all of the school closings, which are running at the bottom of your screen right now, as well as on our website, fox43.com. Jeff Jumper and the morning crew will be here bright and early at 4 a.m. with the latest on this snow.
An explosion and massive fire destroyed a building at the ArcelorMittal steel plant in Dauphin County today.
Fox 43's Michael Hyland is joining us now live in Steelton, where crews spent hours trying to clean up that mess. Michael?
Yeah, Amy and Evan, it happened in a building that used to be standing in this complex behind me here. It's a popular building around here because it's got some washrooms in there that employees regularly use. The chief says there was a gas leak in there earlier today, but fortunately, nobody was in that building when the fire broke out. Despite the obvious damage, the feeling is relief in Steelton.
Thank God the building was empty. Because if it was a Monday morning or maybe in the middle of the week changing shifts and that was loaded with guys taking showers or whatever, maybe we could have had some problems.
Fire crews got a call around 1 after people throughout Steelton heard an explosion at the ArcelorMittal plant.
I was in helping customers and everybody came in and said there's a fire. They heard a loud explosion.
Christina Souders works nearby and snapped these photos as she found out her husband was among the people rushing to help put out the fire.
Very scary. Yeah, that's going through my mind. I was praying nobody was hurt.
The Steelton fire chief says investigators aren't sure how long gas was leaking in this building. He says the only challenge his crews faced was the first hydrant they tried to use didn't produce enough water to fight the flames. But he says the department has conducted drills with the company in case something like this happened.
The departments here in the mill were quick to respond, isolating the gas valves that fed that particular area.
Everybody's safe. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody got hurt.
The mayor says about 600 people work here. At this point, though, the company has not commented on what happened today. We're live in Steelton, Dauphin County. I'm Michael Highland, Fox 43 WPMT.
Police in Harrisburg continue to investigate a shooting in the Allison Hill section of the city. Police were called to the 1600 block of Market Street around 5:30 yesterday afternoon for reports of shots fired. Emergency crews took a man to Penn State Hershey Medical Center with a gunshot wound to the head. He's expected to be okay. Police have yet to make any arrests. Two 18-year-olds face charges in a robbery and assault of a Cumberland County man. Connor Marsico of Harrisburg and Kenneth Brown of Ardmore are facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault and harassment. According to police, the two assaulted Christopher Erickson while he was walking along North Earl Street and Lancaster Drive in Shippensburg Township. They then allegedly took his wallet and cell phone. Connor Marsico is the son of Dauphin County District Attorney Ed Marsico.
A Cumberland County woman could face charges after police found over 50 animals living in deplorable conditions in her Carlisle home last week. Officers were dispatched to the home of Sandra McCoy along the first block of Hoy Road in North Middleton Township on Tuesday for an unrelated issue. But while investigating, officers found dozens of domestic and wild animals, including a skunk, 2 monkeys living in filthy conditions. Police and the Humane Society are now investigating. Criminal charges are pending against McCoy.
There's only one team that played super tonight, and that was Seattle.
It didn't take long for the Seahawks to assert their dominance. Yep. Todd is in now with more on the Super Bowl blowout.
The talk leading up to the game, the contrast in styles. Denver sports the #1 ranked offense, highest scoring team of all time. The Seahawks, young, brash, and the #1 ranked defense in the league. But they hammer a bumbling Broncos team that was off right from the start.
It's snapped over the head of Peyton Manning. A flag is down, and the ball's out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, one of the worst beginnings ever in Super Bowl history. A safety on the first play of the game. Seattle pushes Denver all over the field. Marshawn Lynch powers his way in from a yard out. It's now 15-0 early in the second quarter. Then the play that produces a most valuable player. Manning's hit as he throws. Malcolm Smith intercepts for Seattle, takes off the other way 69 yards later. He's in the end zone. Smith is named MVP. The Seahawks secured their first Super Bowl championship, 43-8.
We believed that we would get here. At the beginning of the season, I told the guys, hey, why not us? We believed that we could get here. We had the talent, we had the coaching staff, we had the best fans in the National Football League, and we wanted to win it all.
The average age of the Seahawks roster, just over 26 years old, tied for the youngest ever for a Super Bowl champion. They will be contenders again next year, and Russell Wilson is a perfect example of that for the Seahawks. Overlooked in the NFL draft. Smart, efficient, an NFL champ in only his second year. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is.
And for Steel High and Penn State grad Jordan Hill, it happens in his rookie season. So we continue our Super Bowl coverage with Fox 43's Bill Toth.
Well, Todd, I went to Pete's Eastside Pub in Steelton, Dauphin County, where they had a big-time Super Bowl party for their hometown hero, Jordan Hill.
I'm elated, so elated. I couldn't want anything more in life, honest to God. Truthfully, the best thing that ever happened to me in my life.
Jordan, of course, is one special guy. He's just not like no other. He's very sweet, nice to everybody. They tend to call him the mayor of the town because he knows everybody.
It's awesome. I mean, you see a kid like Jordan, because we know how hard he worked to get where he is today, in the classroom, on the athletic field, and just to see the type of person that he is, a great kid. He deserves to be where he's at today, and it's awesome to see it.
I'm so elated, can't wait for this game, and I hope the best team wins.
I really wasn't a football person until him, and it's just snowballed from there.
I've never had an opportunity to have such a great kid and have somebody play in the Super Bowl and root for a team in all my life. We are cheering and like to bring a championship home. Go Seattle.
Jordan did not play in Super Bowl 48. However, he will still get a Super Bowl ring, and he gets $92,000 for being on the winning team.
Thank you, Bill. A Lancaster County man says he's been true blue and green since 1989.
And he's such a big fan, he hasn't even shaved his beard since he found out the Seahawks were going to the Super Bowl. We spent the morning inside Vince DePaul's man cave in Lidditz during our special edition of Fox 43 Morning News. And Vince was not taking any chances with his beloved Seahawks. He is so superstitious, he hasn't washed his jersey at all this season and said he would not be shaving his beard until Monday morning.
Giving everything you got to the team, just being behind them 100%, because when you're behind them, then that feeds them to do what they're going to do. So just being there for them every step of the way, and not being counted out.
Well, Vince says he knows he's only a few Seahawk fans in the area, so he takes his 12th man role very seriously, and we're sure that he's ecstatic tonight. Well, certainly more exciting than tonight's game for some were the Super Bowl commercials.
This year, companies spent a record $4 million for just 30 seconds of airtime. Fox 43's Jamie Garland, who you recognize from every weekend, is here to tell us which spots were worth the cash and those that may have been a waste of money.
Yeah, some hit the mark, some not so much. A total of 43 commercials aired during the Super Bowl tonight, and they advertised everything from beer to cars. Now, while they were fun for us to watch, a group of local experts were also tuned in. They were working, though, and analyzing every second.
Anheuser-Busch, Cheerios, Jaguar, nearly every major company tries to compete in the Super Bowl of advertising.
This is my favorite.
Ad experts at Pavone and Harrisburg are not just watching the commercials, they're analyzing and scrutinizing.
Sometimes you saw some of these spots and they're funny or whatever, they can be entertaining, but if you don't remember what the product is in the end, it's really a waste of $4 million plus. They just can't get it right. They spend an awful lot of money, they just can't get it right.
$4 million for 30 seconds of airtime is a record for Super Bowl advertising. It sounds outrageous, but these professionals say with 100 million people tuning in, it boils down to just 4 cents per viewer, and that's a real ad value.
55% of the people are watching more for the commercials than they are for the game. So in other words, they're not even football fans, they're ad fans, and who doesn't love a good ad? They're tuning in just for the commercials.
And we all have our favorite commercials, right? We're watching tonight. Doritos, I heard, was a big hit. Also, of course, the Anheuser-Busch one as well.
I like the Radio Shack one.
Yeah, that was
the
good.
80s call. They want their store back.
Yeah, and some people like the Cheerios one as well.
Yes.
So lots out there to view. And Pavone is keeping track of all of your favorites with Spot Bowl 11. And if you guys want to vote, you can go on our website for a link to theirs. It's open until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So vote, vote, vote.
All right, thank you, Jamie.
It isn't that we're bad people, but it's that we're different.
What makes the seemingly normal couple a bit different? We pull back the covers on a lifestyle choice that is more prevalent than you might think. When Fox 43 News at 10 returns in 60 seconds.
That's exciting to us, and then we go home and have better sex.
Some of you might think this next story is a little racy, others may find it unique.
We're talking about swinging. It's a lifestyle where you share your partner with other people. And as Fox 43's Rebecca Solomon found out, there are a lot of swingers right here in Central PA who say their lifestyle actually makes their marriages stronger.
I know it is late right now, but we do want to warn you just in case you do have kids up right now. This next story is for adults only.
It's like inside any home in Central PA, and these two are like most couples.
Why, you're not drying them? You're not doing your job, mister.
But they're not just any husband and wife.
It isn't that we're bad people, but it's that we're different.
They're swingers, and they want to remain anonymous.
I can tell him anything, and I can tell him what I like and what I don't like and who I like and who I don't like, and that's fine.
That's exciting to us, and then we go home and have better sex.
The husband and wife met 9 years ago after their divorces. They started swinging when their friends encouraged them to attend clubs specially designed for those who want to have sex with other couples. Those clubs are right here in Central Pennsylvania.
I think it brings us together each time we go out, every time we do something. It's like we come home and I get to always come home to him. No matter who I may see or who I may find attractive, he's my number one. I can watch somebody and I'm like, oh, well, there's a new trick I didn't know. And I get to go home and practice it. So I automatically get new tips without having to read a book, go see a movie, and it's something that's live. And that in itself is like sexual tension, sexual energy.
Another couple who's been married since October of last year agrees.
Most adults have seen porn or have watched porn of any kind. When you go to a club like that, depending on how the club's set up and whatnot, if there's someone doing something, it's like you're watching a live porn. So for a couple who might not even do anything with another couple or another person, it still sparks that interest. It still gets your libido going and gets you worked up.
There's more to the lifestyle than meeting people at clubs.
Welcome to Swing Nightcap Live. I am Michael, one of your hosts, sitting next to my wife, my gorgeous co-host, Holly Pocket.
Holly and Michael of Playboy TV are known around the world for their radio and television shows that focus on swinging.
What draws people to us is the honesty. We share the good and the bad. We don't hide that we're parents.
The duo says swinging can help your marriage.
We talk a lot about TTLC, trust, talk, listen, and communicate. And whether you're in the lifestyle, whether you are monogamous and you just don't want to become monotonous, it works because when you trust each other, you'll talk. When you talk to each other, you listen because of the trust, and then you're really communicating.
I get to talk to people from all different walks of life.
Andrea Jones is a licensed social worker who specializes in sex therapy. She works with several couples who swing. She says the lifestyle works for most couples.
With couples who know who they are, and individually and as a couple, and they have that before they begin the swinging lifestyle, then they are fine.
Jones's clients are your everyday people. They could even be your friends and neighbors.
Teachers, they're social workers, they're police, they're everyday people. They're just exploring their sexuality in a different way, but in a way that isn't going behind their significant other's back.
Swinging isn't right for everyone, but it's available to anyone. The internet serves as a social networking tool for couples to meet. More common in big cities like Los Angeles. Here in central Pennsylvania, the lifestyle's taboo.
We're in a very conservative area. Until there's a little bit more, I think around here, it's going to take another 20, 30 years before they're comfortable with the idea.
Until then, these couples' lifestyles remain private.
It's the fear of judgment. It's the fear of how they're going to react.
It's hard enough for me to just imagine what I've got to do enough just to do a date with a single girl.
Within the swinger community, they look to one another for support.
It's just a very close-knit, family-style group of people that are open, and they'll back you up.
And I think that's why we do. So why bother worrying about the rest of the world when it eventually will catch up? In the meantime, we live our life and enjoy it.
I'm Rebecca Solomon, Fox 43 WPMT.
For more information on the story, just head to our website, fox43.com. Coming up tomorrow night, we're going to take you inside a hotel in Gettysburg that claims to be haunted. What one of our reporters has to say about their experience after spending the night there all alone. That's tomorrow night on Fox 43 News at 10.
Well, warm start to the day, but it's not going to last. In fact, more snow is on the way. Mary Ellen is standing by with the latest on this next batch of wintry weather.
Yeah, we're going to be entering into a very active pattern this week. The first storm tomorrow morning, actually arriving now. We have rain showers out there right now, and it's mixing with some snow further to the north and west, and it is going to continue for the rest of the evening. We'll keep you posted on that storm. The rest of the 7-day forecast, and yet another storm coming our way.
The way you helped me on the airplane. That way?
You put the gun down.
Actor Philip Seymour Hoffman found dead this morning in his New York apartment. We'll have a look back at the Oscar winner's life when Fox 43 News at 10 returns.
I feel like you're spiting me. Do you think I took this job to spite you?
Hollywood and fans worldwide are mourning the loss of a heralded actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman, found dead in his Manhattan apartment this morning. The acting community is calling him an extraordinary actor who had tremendous range and the gift of deeply realizing his amazing characters. He also played a drug addict in several films, something he struggled with in his personal life. In fact, back in May, he completed a 10-day detox for drug abuse. NYPD says a call came in this morning from an apartment in Manhattan's West Village. That's where they found Philip Seymour Hoffman on the bathroom floor, unconscious and unresponsive from an apparent overdose. He was pronounced dead at the scene. There were several reports that a syringe and bags possibly containing heroin were found at the scene. Police say a medical examiner has yet to determine final cause of death. Hoffman had a history of drug abuse and was in rehab as recently as May for heroin addiction. In a statement, his family said, We are devastated by the loss of our beloved Phil and appreciate the outpouring of love and support we have received from everyone. This is a tragic and sudden loss, and we ask that you respect our privacy during this time of grieving. Please keep Phil in your thoughts and prayers. Hoffman was considered one of the greatest actors of his generation. He was nominated 4 times for an Oscar and won Best Lead for his performance in 2005's Capote. Most recently, he appeared in the hugely popular Hunger Games series. He was just 7 days from wrapping up filming on the 4th installment. It's unclear how his death will impact the production. He leaves behind 3 young children he'd had with costume designer Mimi O'Donnell. He was 46 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all eyes were on Phil this morning, and he predicted 6 more weeks of winter. But does it even matter how his predictions stack up through the years? Coming up.
It has started raining out here. The snow is on its way. I'll tell you what you can expect for road conditions tomorrow and what PennDOT is doing about it tonight.
And as we head to a break, here's a live look of downtown Seattle, Washington, where Seahawks fans, you can see, have poured into the streets celebrating their big win tonight in Super Bowl 48 over the Denver Broncos. We'll be right back.
You're watching Fox 43 News at 10.
A Super Bowl winner I will not predict, but my weather forecast you cannot contradict. Why, that's not a football, but my shadow I see. It's 6 more weeks of winter. It must be!
The most famous groundhog in the world, Punxsutawney Phil, made his prediction for 6 more weeks of winter. And with another round of winter weather on the way, it looks like Phil may be right. Mariella,
even if you didn't see a shadow, I could have told you it was good.
I know, I don't think anyone was surprised.
I don't think so either.
I think they were just surprised that being out there in the middle of the night in the morning, it wasn't too bad for them.
Well, they actually had some showers
Yeah.
too. I mean, like hit or miss showers. And I've had a couple questions like, what? It was overcast. How could he see a shadow? But trust me, it doesn't matter if he saw a shadow or not, because we have 3 storms this week alone to talk about. But let's just show you the history of his predictions. Look how many times he has seen his shadow. 101 as opposed to no shadow, 16. I'm sure he could use the help as well if you'd like to send us your reports. And I'll have more on the forecast and how much you can expect and where coming up.
Well, more snow, as you said, is on the way. Once again, hitting just in time for a slick morning commute.
Fox 43's Katie Kairos joining us live from Lemoyne, Cumberland County with the latest on PennDOT's preparation work.
Yes, you can see behind me the PennDOT crews are starting to roll in now. They're getting ready for this rain to turn into snow in the next couple hours. A lot of people were very excited by the warmer weather this weekend, but now we are looking at, again, a tricky commute. It's been a mild, sometimes sunny weekend. Cars lined up at car washes to rinse away the salt that's coated cars and trucks for much of this winter.
I'm so sick of it. I'm like ready for spring to get here like yesterday.
But even Punxsutawney Phil can read the signs as clear as the salt stains on your car. He predicted 6 more weeks of winter. A snowstorm is already bearing down on us. Southern counties are now forecasted for 6 to 8 inches. Another weekday snowfall, another day of inconvenience.
I just think he'll be in school till July. That's the way it's going to be. It's a tough winter. I'm over it. I'm ready for spring.
At least by now, those shopping at Walmart in York say they mostly have what they need.
Only milk. I have plenty of eggs, I have plenty of bread, I have plenty of butter. The staples.
I have everything I need. I have my snow blower, and I'm prepared. I normally help everybody out on the block. If you need my help, you can contact me at... No, I'm just joking.
Snow has iced up the morning commute a few times already this winter. Drivers are getting used to the cycle. But even with 4-wheel drive, the slippery roads are a cause for concern.
I guess the last snowstorm that we had was a little worse than I thought it was going to be. And even with the Jeep, it was, because I have to go up over Mount Pisgah Road, and it was pretty bad.
When I finally get into Maryland, there's a difference. It's clear. The panic is over. But getting from Pennsylvania to Maryland is rough.
PennDOT says all counties will have crews treating the roads and plowing by 4 a.m. Once again, they're urging caution and extra time for your commute. All right, now PennDOT did not pre-treat the roads today because there is so much salt on those roads already. But a problem with this rain is that rain can wash away the salt and make things even more slick during that morning commute. So something to keep in mind as you get out there tomorrow morning. And we're live in Lemoyne, Cumberland County. I'm Katie Kairos, Fox 43 WPMT.
Well, it is pretty safe to say that this Super Bowl was not an instant classic.
No, it got off to a rough start for the Broncos and wasn't close the entire second half. Todd's here now to tell us why there was still plenty to watch for late in the game.
Yeah, you can bet on just about anything when it comes to the Super Bowl. Even though the result was not in doubt, plenty of money was on the line at the end of the game. Bettors are paying attention to everything, including the coin toss.
Seattle's a visiting team. Who's going to call the toss? Tails. It calls tails.
I bet the Broncos wish they could get a do-over like Joe Namath on the coin toss. Kind of like roulette, you bet black or red. Anyone who said tails is a winner. Then the big payoff, a safety as the first score of the game, a $100 bet. Well, the return there is $4,000. And Seattle was way up in the fourth quarter, 36-8. So why is this touchdown important? I'll tell you, because the points total, the over-under is 48. If you bet the teams would combine to score more than 48 points, you're jumping up and down after this Seahawks seemingly meaningless touchdown. And I told you earlier, Malcolm Smith is the most valuable player. He was not available to bet on as an MVP candidate. So he's part of the field, which pays $20 to every one that you bet. So if you bet the field, you are in the money. And Jamie, if viewers are not paying attention to coin flips and MVPs, they're checking out what? The commercials,
That's exactly right. They say at least half of all people tune in just for commercials alone, especially tonight.
All right, I believe it.
And if you bet on those commercials, you probably would put your money on companies like Bud Light or Doritos coming out on top. Advertising experts at Pavone in Harrisburg were watching every ad. They tell us the winners and the losers in the competition of commercials. Well, Bud Light, with its guy who doesn't know he's going to be in a Super Bowl commercial, making an impact with viewers. The pros at Pavone say that spot is one that hit the mark. And they're keeping track of the ads and seeing what you think with Spot Bowl 11. It gives people all across the country the chance to vote for their favorite spots on the company's website. They say other companies like Anheuser-Busch and Doritos were also successful in tying their products into their ads, but others like GoDaddy, well, they missed the mark.
I'm pretty sure that half of America still does not know what GoDaddy does, and they spend money year after year. They undress Danica Patrick every year, and now they changed it up and tried something else, but I don't know that they're really communicating what they do very well.
And others coming up short, Maserati and TurboTax. Now, if you'd like to vote for your favorite commercials, you can go to our website. We have all the information there, and it's open until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
There were some weird commercials this year.
Yes.
Just weird.
Drawn out, and you just kept waiting. What is this about? In front of the camera.
When am I going to get it?
And I won't remember it tomorrow.
They were not the winners.
That's a lot of money to spend for that.
I'd
All right.
say.
Thanks, Jamie.
Well, coming up, playing a game of chance to give a local young boy a chance. That story when Fox 43 News at 10 continues.
Some people looking for something to do before the Super Bowl spent time today at the Great American Outdoor Show at the Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg. This is the first year for the show hosted by the National Rifle Association. The NRA took over the show after organizers of the Eastern Sports and Outdoor Show ended up canceling last year's event when the promoter decided to ban the sale of certain guns and then vendors boycotted. The show showcases more than 1,000 vendors in fishing, hunting, and other outdoor sports.
It's been quite full of people. We've had a lot of people going by. We're glad to have the show back in Harrisburg. It's the best show that can be done in the United States.
Anything you ever want to do, sporting-wise, is right here at this show. There's probably 1,500 to 3,000 vendors in here offering everything under the sun.
And this was the second day of the event, which continues through next Sunday. York Habitat for Humanity hosted a bingo today to help raise money to build a home for a handicapped York County teenager. 13-year-old Alan Hanline has cerebral palsy, and neither of his customized walker or wheelchair fit through the doorways of his family's current home in Jacobus. His family's new handicap-accessible habitat home will give Alan the ability to walk so he'll no longer have to crawl, which is causing him joint damage. Today's bingo, sponsored by York Habitat and Goodwill Fire Company of Jacobus, helped raise money to finish the Hanline's home.
I cannot believe the amount of people that have showed up. It just really shows that even as time goes by, that people are still interested in helping and supporting and coming out and giving their time and their donations to get this done.
About $30,000 is still needed to complete the home by March. If you're interested in donating, you can find out how on our website, fox43.com.
For those of you who aren't big football fans, or maybe you just wanted to watch hours of puppies running around, like those little guys. There was the Puppy Bowl, and this was the 10th year Animal Planet aired their Super Bowl alternative. Today, on a special edition of Fox 43 Morning News, we had our own little Puppy Bowl. Animals from 7 different local shelters stopped by this morning. All the animals you see here that were on the show are available for adoption. For more information on the animals and where you can adopt them, just head to our website, fox43.com.
Yeah, with all kinds of cats and dogs and a lot of folks who spend their lives basically trying to find them homes. So hopefully folks will go to the website and get the information.
They
and
were
adopt
really
a few
cute
of them.
too.
Yeah.
Super, super cute.
Yes.
All right, winter storm heads our way, bringing a rain mix, which is already here, and that will change to snow as we head towards the morning. And I'll have more on my 7-day forecast. But first, let's check out the 3-degree guarantee. Today's forecasted high was 44. The official high came in at 42. We were within our guarantee, so we'll add $5. That raises the jackpot to $716. Remember, you can learn how to win that jackpot by going to fox43.com. WPMT Fox 43 News will return shortly. All week we told you about our contest. If you could guess the kickoff temperature during, at the beginning of today's game, you could win a $599 gift card to Best Buy. Well, it's time now to announce our winner. We're dry Thursday and Friday, and then yet another system comes in for next weekend. It starts out as a rain-snow mix, changing to all snow, but of course, we'll keep you posted.
They are unbeatable at home lately. The Bears going for 9 in a row in Chocolatetown. They move up the face-off time on Super Bowl Sunday. Who scores the game winner in Hershey today?
Manning gets hit. Ball up for grabs. Picked off by Smith. Malcolm Smith. All alone. No flags. Touchdown, Seattle.
We certainly heard that enough tonight. Touchdown, Seattle. The #1 ranked defense in the league hounds Peyton Manning all night long. Seattle is proof positive that defense wins championships. Their #1 ranked D completely shuts down Denver's top-ranked O. The Broncos slow right out of the gates and mistake-prone. The snap goes past Manning when he's not expecting it. And just 12 seconds into the game, it's 2-zip Seahawks, 48-45. So not every game was a blowout. There you go.
Yeah.
Virginia and Pittsburgh goes down to the buzzer.
At least that was exciting.
Yeah, right.
Well, the iconic show, The Simpsons, of course, known for a lot of things, but predicting Super Bowl winners apparently is not one of them. Here's a scene from an episode back in 2005. The show predicts the Broncos and the Seahawks battle it out for the Lombardi Trophy. As you see there on the screen, they predicted that Denver would win 19-14. Clearly not anywhere close to the actual score. As we have been telling you, Seattle crushed the Broncos by 35 points. So
Seattle fans are happy.
Amazing. I was not expecting that. I expected a better game than
I
that.
think everybody was hoping for something a little better than
Yeah, just more of a good game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're a Seattle fan, it was a good game.
Yeah,
Exactly. All right, here's a look
Closer
at your
game.
7-day forecast. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be a mess. Right now, we have a mix of rain and snow. It will change to all snow by morning, and it'll be with us until about the noon hour, and then it'll start to taper off from the west to southwest. Highs around 33. Quiet Tuesday, and then another system comes in Tuesday night into Wednesday. That one could be pretty significant. We're going to have to watch it closely. Snow to freezing rain. Question will be how long we see that freezing rain before it changes over to rain, and then yet another one over the upcoming weekend, next weekend. So it's going to be a busy week in the weather department for sure.
All right. Thanks, Marielle.
For everyone. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching us on this late edition of Fox 43 News at 10. Join the morning team right here beginning at 4 a.m. Just a couple hours.
We'll be back at 4 p.m. Hope to see you then. Arsenio's up next. Have a good night.